Hi everyone, we're going to continue with our novel, Roll With It by Jamie Sumner. And we are in chapter 8 entitled Challah and Basketball. Dear Deb Perlman at smittenkitchen.com. I have been thinking about God lately and what it means to live a life according to your convictions, as my grandma's pastor would say. I've never been good at the prayer thing. I mean, I pray sometimes, but only when something really, really bad is happening, or I think might be about to happen. I don't think that's the same thing as just praying because you'd like to tell God about your day, or you're just so happy, or whatever. The thing is, I've been pretty worried lately, and so has my whole family. And so I've been trying to get back to talking to God about all that stuff because maybe it might help somehow. And now I know you're wondering why I would write to you about all this when you are a famous cook and this is about a Jewish recipe and my grandparents are Methodist and I'm not even sure what my mom and I are. But I have a reason. It's this. I came across your challah bread on your blog, and you say even the smell of it could make a religious person out of you. And I like that. I like the idea that baking can be another way of talking to God. So maybe when I bake, it counts as praying, and God understands where I'm coming from. Anyway, all that to say thank you for this wonderful challah recipe, which my grandpa insists on calling challah instead of hola. Everybody loved it, and it made our little kitchen smell as good and sweet as you promised. And you are right, it was even better the next day as French toast. A grateful fan, Ellie Cowan. I'm making more challah on Sunday afternoon after church and a lunch of salmon patties and green beans. The kitchen is covered in flour and so am I, but it's warm in here and the windows are all fogged up and it's nice, like I'm snuggled in a sleeping bag. I need something to take my mind off school, and punching dough and braiding it like hair is exactly the thing to do. I wish I could make bread instead of pie for the contest in May. Bread is trickier, like the final exam of baking. It would kick a lot of people out of the running. Wheeling myself all over school, plus doing the laps in gym, has made my arms feel like jelly. But I'm not telling Mom because, miracle of miracles, she actually gave in and is letting me go without an aide. Rachel still waves from the office and tries to come over, but I shoot off before her perfume gets me. At lunch on Friday, Coralie tried to explain the 6th grade groups to me, but she called them tribes. And at first, I thought she meant Native American tribes. We are in Oklahoma after all. But when I said totally innocently, like, oh, Cherokee or Sioux, she spit her Coke out onto the table and laughed until Bert told her that you could rupture your spleen that way. No, Ellie, darlin'. She gets more southern when she thinks she understands something you don't. I mean, like the kids who run together. She pointed at the end of our own row of tables where a group of 6 boys sat with their heads together over a piece of paper. Those are the basketball players. They're probably talking strategy for the game tonight, she said, using our favorite air quotes. I could see their long legs sticking out at all angles from under the table. Yep, definitely basketball players. Who are they? I asked. I nodded toward the 3 girls in the row next to us. It was the blonde one and her friends from my homeroom who had laughed on that first day. They always wear shirts with words on them like love and 18R and short skirts with UGG boots. It makes me cold just to look at them. Ick. Yes, those are student government girls. Wait, seriously? I said, because they did not look like the type to care about hall passes or the price of Cheetos in the vending machine. Seriously, they can do it so they can plan the dances. Coralie leaned over and pointed a French fry in their direction, and it was so obvious that I grabbed her hand and pulled it down. What? They're too busy pretending to watch the basketball guys to notice. That's Sierra in the middle. She's on the beauty pageant circuit. She'll be at the one in Checotah I'm going to in March. Wait, you're going to a beauty pageant? I couldn't make my voice normal, and Coralie noticed, because then she was pointing at me. Yes, I am doing a beauty pageant, and don't judge. How else am I going to get noticed? In case you didn't know, I'm not lined up to be on The Voice anytime soon. Besides, my talent is singing, and you know I will kick every girl's tail. She took a bite of her bologna sandwich and talked through it. I am going to be the next Casey Musgraves, so you better be nice to me. I snorted and stole one of her fries. I thought beauty pageants were for 5-year-olds with crazy moms. Who are they? Bert asked, and I was glad because it made Coralie stop giving me the stink eye. I turned to where he was pointing just as obviously as Coralie. These two clearly hadn't spent a lifetime trying to blend in. I think that fact, more than the trailer thing, might have been the reason we were the only ones at the table. The table Bert pointed at was the only one besides ours where guys and girls sat together. I'm surprised you don't know, Coralie says. Those are your kind of people, Bertie. Those are the mathletes. They're the smarties, and they travel together doing math competitions and probably play chess in each other's town homes on the weekend. I don't like math, Bert said, doing his slow blinking thing. I just like facts. I'm coming to learn that Bert isn't creepy weird like I thought. He is just a mega geek. If he lived back in Nashville, he'd probably have his own tribe of geeks, just like him, to calculate statistics and memorize all the former presidents of Lithuania. But in Eufaula, he's just about the only one. We had all these cliques back home too, but our middle school was 400 people. Now in Mamie's kitchen, I think about how easy it was to get lost in the crowd back home as I pull the bread, warm and golden, out of the oven. Grandpa wanders in first. He taps his knuckles on the countertop. Something is calling my name. I slice us both a piece and top it with a little butter and honey. I hand him his wrapped in a paper towel, and he eats it leaning against the counter. He looks a lot younger today in his jeans and his cowboy boots. Maybe he's just more rested. I haven't heard him up about in the middle of the night in a while, and the bruise on his nose is mostly gone now. Mamie has told me more than once how they met. He was 19 and she was 15, and he rode up to her on a horse like he literally rode up to her on a black stallion and said, "Would you do me the honor of a date?" And it worked. He did rodeos back then, and she says he looked like a god or the devil when he rode up to her dressed all in black from head to toe with his red hair shining. He took her to a fine Italian dinner, as he would say. I bet they split spaghetti just like in Lady and the Tramp. They got married when she turned 18, and that was that. I watch him now as he closes his eyes and chews slowly. Baby girl, this might be the best thing you have ever made. We're going to have to hide this from the women, or there'll be none by supper time. He winks and wanders out again. It's stuff like that that makes me glad we're here, even if Mom has to drive me to school and carry me into the bath, and the squirrels will not shut up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we will continue with chapter 8 tomorrow. Have a good day.